Hello, how are you today? This is Lily Bling. Today's project is using the stamp set Uniquely Artistic. So this one came out in the annual catalog in May. It was just beautiful. You can do it where you color it in, which is what I'm going to do today, these items, or you can be artistic and kind of abstract and stamp right over the top. So it's it says right down here, 2-step stamp set. So you can color in this image with this one, the flower, the little seedlings, these little leaves, and it's a really nice set. And then for the words, I want to make this is my thank you card for July orders. So I'd like to mail one out just so that the people who order through me, I really appreciate it. And I like to say thank you. So here is the thanks. To me it needed to be a little bit big, because it's taken up this much room. I was going to put it on a label, but I kind of like it a little bit flat. So here's these two, just different color leaves. On the inside, really simple. We'll do some masking, and I'll show you how to do that. But I want to do one today in purples. So because it's a polymer stamp set, where is it? Right here. I like to use my mat. If it was the red rubber, that already kind of has the mat in it. So this one I'll be using my pad. And I want to kind of decorate it with some pearls. So here are the pieces. And a little black mat for here on the inside and one here. A white top piece and an inside piece. I hear a rumbling outside. Can't imagine what that is. You know, sometimes you hear something, it's like, what is that? So I'm going to use Memento ink. And with polymer, you want to ink it up well, maybe test it. Because the first time it doesn't always come out that good. And you know, let me do something a little different. I have my Stamparatus, which is what I used for the samples. Stamparatus, it's a good thing. It if you don't get like how when I stamped that, it didn't come out as clear and crisp and solid as I like. Just pull out your Stamparatus. And you could do it again if needed. Okay, so let's just clean this just a little bit. So, Stamparatus, I'm going to stamp it on here. And I'm kind of hoping I cleaned it maybe a little better. I think it's okay. So this one I want right about here. So put it on the paper where you want it. Oop, I have my words, things. Right there. Okay, push it way into the corner. And then ink them. Make sure it's in the corner and stamp it. And because it's on Stamparatus, see the words thanks? I think that needs to be darker. So I could go again because it's all perfectly lined up. And if either of these stamps were on a block, I couldn't do that. Okay, hopefully it's perfection. Look at that. Okay, and then for this other one, take this, flip it around, get this cleaned. And you know, I'm doing a few of these cards, so I've done all except this one on Stamparatus, and it makes it really convenient. If you're doing more than just a few cards, it's worth it to pull out your Stamparatus. Okay, so now this leaf, now I want it to go like right up here. Right there. Get into the corner. Yep, didn't clean it so good, but that's okay. It'll go get inked up right over that same area. And you know, sometimes if you're stamping something close to the hinge, it doesn't always behave so much, so let's just hope it does. And I'm going to purposely push a little bit harder there. Okay, that looks good. There's a little bit here that's a bit light, so I'm going to go one more time. That looks good. Okay, so the outside is done. So for the inside, I'm going to have to stamp the old-fashioned way. Put that onto a block. So for the inside, this is where I'm going to do the masking. So first I'll stamp one flower, mask it, stamp this flower. Okay, so here's the flower. And mask. Here's my mask. I made it out of a Post-it. A Post-it with no sticky on it. Such an old Post-it, it lost its sticky. So, that one could go right there. Good. And that big leaf. So I'm going to have it go maybe a little bit showing here and then kind of swooping up there. That turned out good. And there's a hint of a leaf right down here. Okay, now this one, swooping up this way. I might have to make my mask a little bigger. See if that will work. But now I'm not protecting this little flower bit. That should do it. Okay, just stay. Oh, but I don't want anything there. Okay, let's hope for the best. Yeah, a little bit of a gap, but that's okay. Okay, so I think we're done stamping. No words on the inside, so you can write whatever you want on the inside. And that's it. So the flowers, I already have them cut out. Actually, I have all these cut out, but I colored a couple in purple. But I still have to color these. Okay, so let's do this in, what's my favorite color? Parakeet. So, hold on. I had that done. And it did get a little ugly down in here, but that's okay because the flowers are going to cover that. So 2 flowers, enough to cover this business down here. And I didn't push that down really hard just in case I need to move it. I think it'll be okay though. 1, 2, and I'm purposely putting the dimensionals to the center so that I can kind of move stuff around a little if needed. Is that going to work? I think so. Isn't that pretty? I don't know, I might be moving stuff around. I think that this one needs to come over a little bit. And then this one could come over. And it's okay if I kind of rip up the underneath because it's going to be covered by these beautiful flowers. Parakeet Party. I love it. I like purples too. Okay, so this is the top. Okay, and I'll put a few dimensionals here. Okay, that's looking good. And a few pearls. How about 5 today? Today is a good day for 5 pearls. I'm doing 2 big, 2 medium, and 1 little bitty. Do 2. About right there. Pearls are pretty. Okay, so for the inside for coloring, not that it's that hard, but I like to do just a little bit with you. So I'm going to start with the dark and do the areas of the leaves that I think are like the low areas, like toward the bottom. So this is all parakeet dark. And then across the seam, Bo is in the other room snoring and sleeping. Tony was out with them all day today, this morning. It's only noon right now. It seems like a whole day has gone by. But he's still on his antibiotics and pain meds. And thank you to all that have been checking on him. He appreciates it. I appreciate it. He's doing really good. His little ouchie looks better than it has in months. Anyhow, he's on meds. He's taking a little nap. I think it's like 85 out there right now. And he came in here and it's 72 in here and he's like, oh, it's so comfortable. Okay, so this is parakeet dark. Maybe a couple layers of color. And then I'll go back with the parakeet light and just fill in everywhere that doesn't have parakeet dark. And on this project, I'm not going to take the time to make sure it's well blended. I kind of like the artsy look of seeing the two different colors in there. The two different colors of green. Sometimes, like if it was like a rose or a beautiful flower or an Easter egg or something really smooth, or like an old-fashioned car, then I would take time to really make sure it's blended so it looked real realistic. Not today. So yesterday we had a an excavator come, and my son came, and he could drive that thing, and he can manipulate. We had two different types of buckets, and then it had a thumb on it. And a year ago, if you would have said, "What do you mean a thumb?" I'd be like, "I don't know what you're talking about," but now I do. So if there's the bucket, there's this piece, a thumb, that moves, and it holds the rocks. And we're building us a rock wall. Actually, we already have one. We were adding on to the rock wall. And it looks so good, but it was a lot of work. The boys did most of it, but I was out there. Whenever they uncovered a rock, I would clean it up and scrape it so they could see the next one, and we're busy. But it's worth it. It was like a workout out there. And then when they went to go pick it up, about 8 o'clock, 8:15, I was out there stacking wood. I guess that's my thing to do. I get asked to stack wood all the time. So take it from the pile of chopped up, split up wood, move it over into the shed, like under the awning. And this time there were 3 types of wood. So I have 3 medium-sized piles. That was an easy job compared to the rock. Okay, so this flower, I'm using an old retired purple, and this is Highland Heather. And the other one is Purple Posy. I'm sure some of you still have your Purple Posy, but just any colors. And the other one was just plain old polished pink. And I think on the tips I put a hint of Flirty Flamingo. So just whatever colors you have. And you know, on some of these I have Call Me Clover green, and it looks really pretty. And I have like 5 of those pens. Why do I have so many? I don't know. I like it, but I was trying to use them. Okay, so that is Heather Dark. I wonder if I have, oh, this is the clover. Isn't that pretty? But you could do it in spruce. Spruce is really similar. Or this one is olive. And then there's this one, Parakeet Party. Okay, so for the next color, Highland Heather Light, I'm kind of extending the color a little bit further on the petal. Maybe blending a little bit, not too much. But I'm trying to save room for the other 2 colors, the 2 Purple Posy colors. Oh, might be nice to kind of go into the pink tones here, huh? Well, I can't do that. Next card. I have a few more to make. So in town, is this weekend the Blackberry Jam Festival. So we have all these motorcycle groups. I just hear, they're all driving by. Everyone's going to the festival. It's the first time we've had it in a few years because of COVID. But it's back. This year it's back. So that's kind of fun. I haven't been over there yet. I don't know if I'll go over there. You know, after you've been to something years in a row, you just kind of don't go anymore. Probably should, but I have stamping to do. Okay, Purple Posy Dark. There goes another bunch of motorcycles. What's interesting about the Blackberry Jam Festival, it's usually around my son's birthday. His birthday is July 21st. And the interesting thing is the blackberries around here are getting close, but they're not ripe. So everyone making their homemade delights over there, it's from last year's blackberries, which personally I have no problem with that. It's just we're so close. Emma's birthday is August 23rd, so a month away, and on her birthday the blackberries are full on in their glory. So maybe they should have waited another month, but who am I to say? Purple Posy Dark, and now Purple Posy Light to kind of finish it off. Mama's blueberry bush is going crazy. She has probably like 4 or 5, maybe it's more than that, but they're different varieties. There's the first 2, and the blueberry bushes, they're loaded with berries. So heavy that when we pick them, I think the bush says, oh, that was a lot of weight to carry. It's so happy after we take them off of one little arm of the bush. But they're really good. So lately Tony's been saying every night, can you make me a shake? And he even got some protein powder stuff, and kind of fun. Okay, isn't that pretty? Okay, so now just a little bit of yellow or golden or whatever color you like. Okay, I think that's it. Hope this card isn't too easy. I don't know if I taught you anything new. Maybe masking, maybe Stamparatus. Probably are like, if you're watching, that means you are a Stampin' fanatic, and you're like, I already know about all those. But you know, when you share, sometimes you learn just little tips that you didn't know. I know I do. When I watch other people or when I see friends stamping, there's always something to be learned. Okay, there it is for today's project. And uniquely artistic. Okay, I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.